Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. And today, guys, here with Francesco together to
Ciao
answer your
Fabri.
questions. Fra, we are ready because it's a busy start of the new week. It's Tuesday, and after the World Cup, the summer transfer window is going to enter into crucial stages. So remember to subscribe to the channel to be part of the family. We will be here during the whole summer to keep you updated for all the very latest. As always, today we go answer some of your questions. We have some fresh news, and so ready to jump into it together.
Let's start with that because we have Barcelona news that you just posted. So let's start with that one today.
Yeah, I wanted to start with Barcelona with a fresh update because there is the present, of course. There are many players they are negotiating, players who can leave, players who can join, but there is a talent for the future. And the future is going to be also Jesse Biziwood. He's a winger, 18-year-old Belgian from Club Brugge, who is joining Barcelona on a permanent transfer. The deal is now done and completed. I told you over the last 2 weeks that the deal was very close, almost done, just waiting on some final details between the two clubs. Those details have been clarified today. So new signing for Barça, Jesse Biziwood said yes to all the contract conditions together with his family and with his agents, and Bruges will receive 8.5 million euros guaranteed fee plus 20% as a sell-on clause. So everything completed, everything sealed. Another signing wanted by Deco, Joao Amaral, the management of Barcelona, who are obviously believing the players from La Masia. New signings as well, but also it's important to add some of the players talented around Europe who are joining Barça, and Jesse Biziwood will be the next one.
Talking about Barcelona, Fabri, there is this saga of the summer that also lasted during the World Cup, talking about Julian Alvarez, what's happening, what can we expect in the coming days and weeks from his future.
I think it's going to be, obviously, after these 48 hours, because Barcelona are also respecting the difficult moment for Julián. It's been really tough for Argentina, and this is not just for Julian Alvarez. If you speak to people close to Enzo Fernandez, people close to Dibu Martinez, or all the other players, the answer is the same from everyone. And now it's time to recover a moment, just because it's been very tough for them to lose the World Cup final. They had big expectations, so Barcelona are respecting that. But after this moment, Barcelona will be back to the table and try to understand the final answer for the Julian Alvarez story. Laporta said before the final, by the end of July, we will give a verdict on our proposal, so on how long the proposal is going to be valid. Barcelona have started accepting that they have to consider alternatives, and Barcelona have started making some contact to understand the situation of some other player around Europe in case they can't get Julian Alvarez. But before giving up, despite Atletico Madrid public statements in a very clear way, Barcelona still want to try. Barcelona still want to talk to the player, to his agent, and to Atletico Madrid to try and understand if there is a chance to make it happen. Otherwise, they will move on and go for different players. So Barcelona will try again, but at the moment, I maintain my position. Atletico Madrid are making their life really difficult, not just in public with their statements, but also in private with their clear stance.
Let's now talk about Alex Scott. He's someone that we have to watch for sure in the next days.
Yes, for sure, because first of all, the update of the day on Alex Scott is that at this stage, Bournemouth received a clear answer from the player, despite offering him a new contract and despite being open also to the possibility of including a release clause into the new deal. So basically the message was, play with us one more season, European football, and then from summer 2027, with a release clause, you can basically pick your favorite club for the future. Is something that, for example, Antoine Semenyo did with Bournemouth in the recent years. He accepted to include the release clause, and then in January he was picking Manchester City over Tottenham, United, Liverpool, and many other possibilities. So Bournemouth went to offer the same to Alex Scott, but the player rejecting the new contract proposal. So it's the second time they offer a new deal and Alex Scott is not accepting. Now, let's see what's going to happen, because Bournemouth maintain their position. They don't want to sell the player. Bournemouth say that the player is not for sale, that the player is untouchable, that the player has to stay. At the same time, when you are rejecting new contract proposals, there could be movements. He's a player appreciated by Chelsea, he's a player appreciated by Arsenal, he's a player appreciated also by Manchester United. So we have to see now these clubs, how they will react to this news of Alex Scott still not open to signing a new contract at Bournemouth. For sure there's going to be movement. I'm curious to see what's going to happen, but Bournemouth at the moment maintain their position. And just quickly on Bournemouth, remember from last week, here we go soon for Antonio Silva from Benfica. I maintain my position. Now Benfica are busy with European qualification, but after that Bournemouth are very optimistic to close everything because the agreement is almost done.
One of the heroes of Spain that won the World Cup was for sure Rodri, and we are all happy to see him at this level again after the injury. And what's happening with Real Madrid? Can you clarify the situation about it?
Yeah, I was already talking about that in my videos recently, but there are so many conflicting and different reports, so I think it's worth it to clarify a little bit and to explain what's going on. Basically, on player side, Rodri would be, first of all, very open to returning to Spain, and second, he dreams of Real Madrid. I say that in several videos, also in the recent days, and I maintain that. At the same time, I'm also being told again and again that the president of Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, personally is blocking this move. Florentino Perez doesn't want to advance for Rodri, and Florentino Perez is closing doors to that possibility. Then, again, it's 40 days of market ahead, so in case Real Madrid change their position or decide to convince the president Florentino Perez, I will let you know. But at the moment, from Real Madrid, the message is Florentino doesn't want to proceed for Rodri. In case this changes, obviously, remember that Rodri is out of contract at Manchester City in summer 2027, so financially, the deal could be possible to afford for Real Madrid. Remember also one more thing, Manchester City. Manchester City offered a new contract to Rodri in April. In the last 2-3 months, there has been no agreement over a new deal, so a complicated negotiation in terms of numbers and in terms of salary. But Manchester City still insists. Manchester City still hope to have a chance to sign a new contract with Rodri. So there are 3 ways now. Or changing Real Madrid mind, especially the president, or signing a new contract at Manchester City, or leaving in 2027 as a free agent. And this final way is something that we still have to take into consideration.
Let's move to Chelsea, because now the English club have to sell some players for sure. And what about the future of Nicolas Jackson and Alejandro Garnacho? What's going on? And also other exits for the club.
Yeah, it's going to be busy for Chelsea in terms of exits because they are working on several stuff in terms of potential outgoings. They signed Morgan Rogers, everything is done. But during the conversations with Aston Villa, I told you on the Morgan Rogers day, I think it was Friday, they had a conversation about Alejandro Garnacho. Now the news was also reported in England, but it was reported here on YouTube on Friday, and I can confirm that Aston Villa were inquiring about the situation of Garnacho. But at the moment, the player is giving priority to Italy. There is a conversation with Roma. There is still no club-to-club agreement between Roma and Chelsea, but he's a possibility for Roma, and Garnacho would be open to joining the Italian club. Then Nicolas Jackson is a target for Aston Villa. He's a player we have to keep in mind because they wanted him 1 year ago. They maintain an interest in Nico Jackson. We have to see what happens with Tammy Abraham and with Watkins at Aston Villa because there could be movement. And Jackson is a player they really like. Why? Because Unai Emery used to work with Nico Jackson at Villarreal. They have a very good connection, and so that's a possibility. And just to finish, for Chelsea exits, keep close eye also to Guyu, because Mark Guyu is going to leave the club in the summer transfer window. Could be a loan, could be permanent, but for Chelsea the player is leaving, and so is another one that is going to be part of our conversations very soon.
Fabri, I think this is it. Otherwise, you have something else to tell us, or we see you later
This is it.
today.
Yes, on Chelsea, just quickly, remember that Here We Go for Valentin Barco from Strasbourg was already there. I think it was May or June, so there is no doubt on that. The news was again out these days, but Valentin Barco will be new Chelsea player. On this and much more, guys, we will keep you posted here on YouTube. Remember, as always, to like this video, to turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon here, as always. Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao.